And you guys, I cannot get enough of football right now, and I was looking at division records the other day, and there atop the NFC South is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I think for this team that has a record now of 3-1, you know, with Brady leaving and all the low expectations, they are for sure exceeding what everybody thought this year. And for a division that once was projected to go to the Carolina Panthers, the Bucs sure are having their way. And in 2023, I think the Buccaneers will win this division and are legitimate contenders still. But what's going on, guys? It's Rampage coming at you with another video. If you're new to the channel, please remember to leave a like and subscribe because it always does help me out. It lets more Bucs fans see this. And quite honestly, why I think I'm so excited for this team this year is the way Baker Mayfield has been playing thus far and just the way he has the dog mentality in him, man. Like, I don't know if you guys remember last year when he was with the Rams, him coming over to the sidelines and headbutting everybody with his helmet. And I think now that he's playing with a chip on his shoulder, he's finally showcasing why he was picked #1 overall by the Browns, which in of itself is pretty funny because the Browns are really bad right now and Deshaun Watson's not doing anything. And to me, he's legitimately proving that he needs a long-term deal from Tampa. Throughout the season thus far, he has 101 passer rating, a completion percentage of 69.6, 882 yards, 7 touchdowns to just 2 interceptions. The guy is legitimately balling, and it's hard not to see why his teammates like him because he took his O-line to the Bahamas during camp after final cuts to golf, and he's always spotted around town with his receivers at dive bars, apparently, especially Mike Evans, and you really can tell he's not fake. And generally, overall, I feel like these guys are playing with, you know, much more intensity and aggression than they were with Brady last year. Like, I feel like everybody in the building kind of knew he was done, and to me, it just seems like these guys are showing their true identity, and they're trying to prove who they've always been. And a lot of these young guys are stepping up, like predominantly on the offensive line, like Tristan. You can really see that he's a pillar of this offensive line and this team in general. And against the Saints, he didn't allow any pressure, and currently, according to PFF, he ranks 3rd best amongst offensive tackles in the league this season and is the best blocker overall. And to my surprise, according to PFF, again, the offensive line ranks number 10 throughout week 4. And also on offense, we got to talk about, you know, probably one of the best duos in the league right now, Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. And I love Chris Godwin. I mean, I have his jersey, one of my favorite receivers in all the game. I really feel like him and Mike Evans really have a rapport with Baker now, and it's only going to get better and better as the season goes on. And then you have Mike Evans, who's, you know, playing for another contract. I honestly thought he was going to get traded to the Lions for a little bit, but he's playing for another contract, wants to be a Buck for life, and the stats that he's put up this year thus far, he's put an average up of 16.9 yards per reception, 337 yards, has 20 receptions, with 3 receiving touchdowns. But also you can say with a healthy dose of confidence, they have a lot more talent than just those two in the receiving room, especially with Trey Palmer and Raheem Jarrett, and also Devin Tompkins. And honestly, to me, that has a lot to do with Dave Caneles, who thus far has resurrected Baker Mayfield's career and silenced a lot of doubters about anything post-era Brady on this offense. And like I said before, I think a lot of that has to do with how banged up the offensive line has been thus far, where they rank. Dave took over an offense that was ranked dead last in play action in 2022, and this offense currently leads the NFL in play action rate through week 4, scoring 26 points against the New Orleans Saints defense that hadn't allowed a team to post more than 20 points in 11 consecutive outings. So I think it's pretty much safe to say and bet that he probably won't be around as offensive coordinator next year, but as a head coach. And where I get really excited is on the defensive side of the ball, because honestly, they haven't changed really that much since they went to the Super Bowl a couple years ago. And in my honest opinion, you know, I think they're one of the best defensive units in the league, and they really proved that against the New Orleans Saints, holding them to 0 touchdowns and only 9 points on the day. But to me, it feels like they're not quite a juggernaut defense yet. They seem very well balanced going up against 2 crappy teams and 2 insane offenses. But the silver lining through all of that is the Bucs have allowed the 7th fewest points in the NFL. In yards allowed, to my surprise, the Bucs rank 15th overall, but they're number 2 in forced turnovers and number 3 in interceptions. And, you know, that's been a huge difference maker thus far in the season, with the run defense and pass defense having similar rankings. Devin White, who wanted one of the highest contracts in terms of highest paid linebackers, is playing really, really hot after playing extremely cold or hot last year. A much more consistent surprise that I think everybody everybody's happy about. And, while he's not the best defender on the field, that goes to Antoine Winfield and Vita. He's far from being the worst, and I think he's a major contributor to why this defense is playing at a high level right now. And honestly, when you look at the way this team is playing overall, the way Todd Bowles is coaching, I was surprised they hired him, after Bruce Arians retired, and just the way the players are playing so physically and violently, and they're playing hungry for Todd, is just a really staple to his coaching and the coaching staff that was left by Arians and the coaching staff that he's put together thus far. Honestly, I'm so excited for the rest of the season for this team. I think they're going to be not a sleeper in the wild card. I think they're here and they're going to stay. And when you look at their schedule, I think they could really go far, and they'll end up being the NFC South winners, and they will go far in the playoffs. And watch them go against the Lions or something. That would be funny. But anyways, guys, I hope you did enjoy the video. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.